Assalamu alaikum, my dear brothers and sisters. Today, I want to share with you a powerful story from the history of Islam. It's a story of faith, sacrifice, and the power of Allah. This is the story of the boy and the king, a tale that has been narrated in Sahih Muslim and has deep lessons for all of us. This story takes us back to a time when a powerful king ruled over his people with an iron fist. He wasn't just any king, he claimed to be a god. Anyone who refused to worship him was punished severely. But despite his cruelty, Allah's light found its way into the hearts of his people. In the king's court, there was a magician who had served him for many years. The magician was growing old and needed to train a successor, someone who could continue his work. So, the king sent a young boy, a bright, promising lad, to learn magic from the old man. Now, this boy would travel every day between his home and the magician's place. On his way, he would pass by a monk, a devout believer in Allah. The monk would teach the boy about the oneness of Allah and the truth of his message. As time went on, the boy became torn between the teachings of the magician and the wisdom of the monk. One day, as he was walking, the boy encountered a great beast blocking the road, terrifying the people. This was his moment of truth. He picked up a stone and said, "O Allah, if the monk's path is dearer to you than the magician's, then kill this beast so that the people can pass." With that, he threw the stone, and by the will of Allah, the beast was slain. This miracle convinced the boy that the monk's faith was true. He began healing the sick and curing the blind, all by the permission of Allah. But as the boy's reputation grew, so did the king's anger. When he found out about the boy's miracles, he was furious. How could this boy perform such wonders without the help of his magician? The king eventually discovered the boy's faith in Allah and ordered him to renounce it. The boy refused, standing firm in his belief. This enraged the king even more, so he ordered the boy to be killed. But Allah had a plan. Every time the king's soldiers tried to kill the boy, whether by throwing him off a mountain or into the sea, Allah saved him. Each time, the boy returned to the king unharmed. Finally, the boy told the king, "You will not be able to kill me unless you do what I tell you." The king, desperate to rid himself of this challenge, agreed to listen. The boy said, "Gather all the people in one place, tie me to a tree, and take an arrow from my quiver. Then say, 'In the name of Allah, the Lord of the boy,' and shoot the arrow at me." The king did as the boy instructed, and as the arrow struck the boy, he said, "In the name of Allah, the Lord of the boy," and the boy died. But the story didn't end there. Witnessing this, the people realized the truth. The boy's Lord was indeed Allah, not the king. They declared their faith in Allah, and the king was left powerless against the tide of belief that swept through his kingdom. My dear brothers and sisters, this story teaches us that faith in Allah is more powerful than any force on earth. The boy's courage and steadfastness in the face of tyranny inspired an entire nation to embrace the truth of Islam. Even though the boy gave his life, his sacrifice ignited the light of Iman in the hearts of countless others. Sometimes, standing up for the truth might seem difficult, even dangerous. But remember, Allah is always with those who believe in Him. Just as He protected the boy until the appointed time, He will protect us, guide us, and grant us success in this life and the next.